I can't believe it, but this year is the 50th year of the Buccaneers, right? So the whole season they're celebrating that the franchise has been around 50 years. And, you know, on the field yesterday, they have these 2 giant Super Bowl trophies that are like, you know, like 2 stories high that they bring on the field sometimes. And as a kid growing up, you know, we were kind of like the laughing stock or one of the worst teams in the league, at least most of my life. And I don't think I was 19 years old the first time I saw the Bucs win live. Like my whole life we always just sucked. So to see how good we are now is just kind of, I get teary-eyed watching all the videos, you know, just kind of thinking back all the games and players and stuff.
I mean, I'll be the first to admit that I got onto the hype train that Baker Mayfield was a bust, like when he played for Cleveland, you know, and he just, you know, he never.
Yeah, the bust was not Baker.
No.
The bust is Browns. That organization.
That's it. Yeah.
That's tough. Yeah.
Well, they won yesterday.
They did.
They did. Can you believe
they've got a great head coach.
Yeah.
But as an organization, Tampa has just, I mean, it's amazing we've been around 50 years, but there's teams that don't even have a Super Bowl yet, and Tampa has 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bucs games are a blast. I mean, we got a pirate ship shooting off cannons. I mean, it's fun. That's a fun environment.
I don't know if you know this or not, Bill, but
throw it at me.
The Patriots of New England will be in November will be in Tampa to take on the Bucs.
I see the schedule, but it doesn't sink in.
It doesn't occur to you, yeah. So
are you gonna go to the game?
We're planning on it. Yeah,
I wish we used to have 4 seats, as you know, and we went down to 3 seats.
Well, we're gonna be in attendance.
Make sure you get
Jess and I. We're gonna try to get West
Hyundai Club.
Yeah, that's what we're working on, and. You know, I think a lot of it's going to depend on how good are the Patriots by the time we roll to November. Because if they've got 1 loss, they lost to the Steelers as of this recording yesterday. And I mean, if they're a 1-8 team, I can imagine the tickets won't be as expensive.
No, yeah, you'll definitely be able to buy them.
Yeah.
Just don't know how much they're going to be.
Yeah,
but
it should be interesting.
I think that our ticket prices, at least third party now, have come down to pretty normal. You might get my seats might go for $400 a seat now.
I have to imagine the Eagles game.
Next week.
Next week will be if I
could make money on my seats if I sold them.
You could probably get $500 a ticket easily.
It'd be right around there.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Obviously, we're going. But I remember the last year Brady when we played the Chiefs.
Yeah.
My 4 seats at that time, I think I almost sold all 4 for $1,000 each. It was like $4,000 I got.
And remind the listeners, if you don't mind, you were at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we
Tampa
went.
Bay, Kansas City. You were at that one, and that was interesting because
it was a strange year.
It was in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
All right. Vaccines had just started rolling out, and
it was limited,
so like 20,000 seats, 25,000 seats,
maybe less. I remember they sold about 7,000 or 8,000, and then they gave away to free like healthcare workers about 7 or 8. So like that was it that was in there, and it was all
cardboard cutouts.
Yeah,
of
the
people.
cutouts of fake or of people's faces. Like it was a weird time. I mean, it felt like I had my own like private Super Bowl in front of us because there was so little people there. I walked into the Super Bowl. This was the weirdest part. When I walked in, because we went in early because we just wanted to like see everything. No one else was going through security line when me and Mel went in.
And this is
I walked in the Super Bowl around nobody.
And this is a Super Bowl. This isn't like
Bowl.
I've been to games with you, and it's
packed.
Crowd. It's a crowd of people.
60,000 people.
Really well organized.
Yes.
But still, I mean, there's wait times.
I walked into the Super Bowl and there was, maybe a few hundred that were already in the stadium when I was there, but literally walked in, nobody in line. I walked in, we went to the merchandise tent with one person in front of me. It was so weird.
That's wild.
But I saw The Weeknd. I saw it was a great concert. Great game. We won. We beat Mahomes. Brady's last Super Bowl.
And it was a dominant win, too.
Yeah. Defense dominated. Offense did what we needed. It was awesome. I would have never not gone. It was first time a a home team actually played a Super Bowl in their stadium, and it was my team. It was like there was no way we weren't going.
That's only happened twice, and it happened 2 years in a row.
Yeah, exactly.
So you had the Bucks, and then you had the Rams.
Yeah.
The following year. That's interesting. Hey, Bill.
Hey, Dana.
Hey, you know what? I just realized we've been recording. Welcome to the Dana-Buckler Show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you know what? This is a catching up episode. We haven't done one of these in a little bit.
That's why we were catching up.
Yeah, we were just doing we just finished recording the audio commentary for Jaws 2.
That was fun.
Yeah, we've got 3 and 4 lined up pretty soon. And 3D. Yeah, we can talk about this now. Like you got these 3D glasses.
I bought some old school
red
blue and red.
Blue. Yeah. So not like when you go to the theater now. So I was like obsessed to find out if these things actually work. So I pulled up YouTube on my television, and I typed in Jaws 3D in 3D. And they didn't have the whole movie, but they had a clip that was in the old school 3D. We tried the glasses on. Son of a bitch, it worked.
I can't believe it
was cool.
Actually looked really good.
It was really cool.
Way better than I thought.
Well, that's the thing is whenever you watch a 2D version of Jaws 3, and we'll talk about this when we do our commentary track on it, like the picture looks a little blurry. It looks a little out of focus because it was shot with 3D cameras. Yep. So to watch it this way, like I can't wait. We're going to find a 3D version of the movie.
Yeah, we will.
And that's how we're going to watch it.
I was surprised in that clip when you saw like the one scene had Dennis Quaid and her up front, and then behind him they had the desk and the shelf and 2 other.
You could see the depth.
It was so 3D.
You could see the depth.
I was shocked.
That was wild.
Yeah, it really looked good.
You know, I feel like we're going to have a new appreciation for that movie when we get an opportunity to see it. And I'm not quitting until if I have to find a DVD player that's got a 3D version on it, we're going to make it happen. We're absolutely going to make it happen.
And if I don't go cross-eyed like Steve Martin at the end with these glasses,
with the OptiGrab,
I'm going to want to watch another old school 3D movie. Whatever that.
$1.79.
Right here. This thing is this.
He's writing checks for each person. So, you know, in a catching episode, we just sort of talk about what's been going on, things like that. You know, since last time we talked, we did the award show, which went off flawlessly.
That was amazing. Thank you again.
Hey, man, I had a blast. That
Best
was
one ever.
Great time. Historic
so much
Marion
pub.
Theater.
We're getting so much pub. The newspaper, 3 different magazines have interviewed me.
Yeah, I saw a picture of me on stage.
Yeah,
you know,
you did a great job.
And I had so much fun.
Well done.
It was really cool to be in a historic theater built in 1941, and to be on stage, and it was just it just felt it felt right, like it felt good. And I've got some other things, hopefully, knock on wood, planned for that theater.
I can't wait for that one. But great, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.
The Turnpike Cup and whatever organization we give money to, like the Riley Art Center this year, we gave $15,000 away. Thanks for all your help.
Can I tell the Riley story?
Yeah.
Should I?
Now I think it's time. It's up to you. I love that.
I have to tell this story.
The dinner and a movie, or no? That's
no. I'm talking about when the theater was for sale.
Yeah,
I got to tell this story, everyone. I mean, I feel like at this point,
can you?
I can tell the story.
This is hilarious.
The statute of limitations on this story because it was back in.
Yeah, are you safe?
Yeah, it was 2018, 2019. It was 5 or 6, 7 years ago. Okay, so I want you to picture this. The restaurant that I run is across the street from a historic theater called the Marion Theater. It's an old school movie theater, like I said, built in 1941. And it's a great looking building on the outside.
It's cool. Old neon lights, real lights on the outside. It's awesome. Cool place.
For the longest time, though, when I first moved to the Ocala area, it was really run down. No one was really operating it as a movie theater. It was, I think, a Discovery Science Center was there. It was just, nobody knew what to do with that building. Then around 2008, 2009, they start operating it as a first-run movie theater, meaning brand new movies were coming out there.
Yeah, I remember they tried.
And I remember the first movie they showed was Sex and the City 2 or Sex and the City 1. Whichever, it was 2008. Listeners will correct me. Whichever Sex and the City movie came out in 2008.
Backstreet Boys or somebody was in that movie.
They tried to show that movie. They showed that movie. And the way I understood it to be was that the city technically owned the theater. It belonged to the city, and they would lease it out to companies for like $1 a month or something like that. But the company that ran it had to cover the utilities and any maintenance costs, anything like that. That's my understanding.
Got it.
That's my understanding.
Yep.
So you got some people in there that are operating it as a first-run movie theater, and they do this for a while. I remember I went to go see Inception in 2010, and it's playing at the Marion Theater. Well, this is going to be my first time seeing a movie at the Marion Theater. So I go there, I buy a ticket, and I walk into the theater, and I sit down at a seat. And the usher or manager, whoever it is, comes up to me and he goes, "Excuse me, sir, what movie are you here to see?" I'm the only one in there for a 1 p.m. show. And I said, "I'm here to see Inception." He goes, "Oh, you're in the wrong theater."
Yeah, there's two in there.
Yeah, this is Salt. This is the Angelina Jolie movie,
yes!
Salt. And I said,
I love Salt.
I said, "What?" He goes, "You're in the other theater." I said, "I'm looking at this giant auditorium," and I go, "What other other theater?" He goes, "Our upstairs theater." I said, "Upstairs theater?" And what they did was, this was one of those old school movie theaters that used to have a balcony. Like back in the day, they had a balcony. That's where the smoking section was and all that stuff. Well, what they did was they walled in the front of that balcony, and they took those little balcony seats and they converted that into a little movie theater.
Now, see, I didn't know that was what it used to be.
So,
I didn't know that.
So
I knew there was another one up there.
I go up there, and I walk in, and they probably had 20 seats, and 19 of them were taken. Because everybody was there to see Inception. Nobody was there to see Salt.
Right.
So I find the one open seat, and I've got a popcorn and soda, and there's no drink holders.
No.
My knees are touching the shoulders of the person sitting in front of me. We are jammed in there. And you're so close to the screen that you have to look up, down, left, right, just to take in everything. And the trailers start, and I can't even focus on what's happening. I'm literally like 3 feet from this giant screen. I remember this is awful. And I'm like wedged in there. I can't rest my drink. I can't even put my drink like between my legs to hold it. Like, this is awful. So I get up and leave before the movie even starts. And I remember coming down the stairs, and the manager's like, "Is everything okay?" I said, "No, everything's not okay."
Right.
I said, "You can't pretend that's a movie theater. That's awful." I said, "What a trick." I said, "First of all, why isn't Inception playing on the main one? Really?
Right.
Really?"
Well,
I said, it's got Leo in it. Leo. And said, "You're showing Salt. No one's in there." And I said, I will never be back here. That was 2010. So flash forward to 2019. I'm at the restaurant that I manage, and I go by to talk to a table. And the table, I'm just doing like a visit, one of those, "Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? My name's Dana. I'm the general manager. If there's anything you need, let me know." And it's two couples. I'd say one couple was in their 70s. The other couple was probably in their 40s. And they're at the window that's looking at the theater across the street. And the younger couple says, "Dana, we're not from around here. We're from Orlando. But we're looking over at the Marion Theater. What can you tell me about that place?" And I said, "Oof." I said, "Well, I don't know. Not the best place to watch a movie." He goes, "Really? What do you mean not the best place to watch a movie?" I said, "You don't want me to speak frank." He goes, No. Seriously.
Yeah, we really do. Please tell us.
We're curious about this. What is it about the movie that you don't like? And somehow the subject of me doing a podcast came up, and I was talking. So they thought of me sort of as somebody who understood the cinematic experience. And he goes, "I really want to know what's wrong with the theater." I said, "Well, if you want to know, I'll tell you that, okay? Look, you get in there. The screen is 4 sizes too small for an auditorium that big. So it's a tiny screen." I said, "And the sound system is awful. It's all treble, no bass. It's just, it's horrendous." I said, "The place is falling apart." I said, he goes, "Does anybody go there?" I said, "Yeah, people will go there once, but they won't go back. I mean, they'll buy a ticket and they'll sit through the movie, and it's really not a great experience." I said, like that. I said, "It happened to me." I said, "I'll never go back there." And he goes, "Really?" He goes, "That's a shame." I said, "Yeah." I said, "And I'll tell you, the craziest thing is, the theater's for sale. And from what I understand, the people that own the Riley Arts Center, they're looking to buy it." I said, "What a terrible idea." I said, "They're going to be, they're going to be in for a huge surprise if they buy that place." And everyone at that table all of a sudden just gets quiet. Now, they had all been engaging with me really intently.
Right.
And I went, everything okay? And the younger gentleman looks at me and goes, well, Dana, this is Mr. Riley. And I went, like Riley Art Center? And the old man looks at me and just goes, yes. Yeah. And I went,
oh boy.
Oh, well, I said, well, I mean, it's a historic building. I said, I mean, you can't put a price on, legacy. I mean, it's just been around for, and I looked at the other guy and I said, I should stop. And he goes, yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Done. We're done.
I said, you guys enjoy your dinner.
Did you comp the dinner?
And I walked away and I went, huh. Well, that was a Saturday.
Yeah.
That Monday in our local newspaper, there's an article that says, Riley Center withdraws its bid to purchase Marion Theater. And I'm reading it at home with a cup of coffee and I'm going, and I didn't tell anyone that story for like 4 years. Right. I just sat on it.
Squash that
realizing
deal.
I'm the one that sabotaged the deal to go through.
You had no idea though.
Now, many years later, the Riley Center did end up acquiring the property. Many years later.
Yep.
But the initial time,
you definitely had a hand in that.
I did. I was like, good luck to them.
But they've done a great job with it now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Probably a good thing.
They put in a bigger screen.
Yeah.
They upgraded the sound system.
You mean the one down the Baines Theater?
Yeah, and they got rid of the theater up there. Like they don't use that as
they don't really use it. It's there. It's used for like private parties.
And what are they doing? They're showing older movies.
Yeah, right.
70s, 80s, 90s.
Stuff we've already seen.
Like, theme movies. Like the kind of place where you want to go to a historic theater and watch a classic movie.
Right.
And by classic, like our generation from the 80s and 90s. Sure. It's awesome.
It is. It's great.
I think it's a great place now.
I love it.
It was perfect. Dilapidated back in the day, though, but they really put some time and money into it. I think
it's an awesome place, and I've actually asked them if we could come back for next year. So we're going to do the awards show there again next year.
Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah.
And they had approached me about doing something with them. And, I think that's awesome. So I want to make sure anybody that's listening to the story understand, like, I'm happy that they took the place over.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel terrible that I may have played a small role in them initially not taking over the place.
And you're just being honest. You weren't doing anything on purpose. Right.
But I've learned the hard way. Stop talking sometimes.
Yeah.
And if you're going to talk, don't talk negative. Cuvée Wine and Bistro, high-end restaurant I used to work at 15 years ago.
Yep.
It's a couple that comes in from time to time. Okay. They came in with another couple. Had a great dinner at the end of the meal, having coffee. The guy I don't know at the table, this is pretty good coffee. I said, yeah, it's good. It's good. He said, I used to stop at Starbucks on my way to work every day, but I just stopped because this coffee's way better. Theirs is kind of crappy. And he goes, oh, okay, all right, yeah. Month or so later, the other couple comes in, and I said, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. He goes, listen, Dane, I didn't want to say anything that night, but that was Howard Schultz you were waiting on. And I went, Howard Schultz? He's like, CEO of Starbucks? And I was like, oh. I said,
I didn't hear this one.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, what happened? I was like, oh. I said, he goes, you really doubled down on the coffee thing, didn't you? And he goes, word of advice. Somebody wants to compliment something, take the compliment.
Yeah.
And I went, I learned from that.
Right.
I learned from that. I said,
like, yes, sir.
Yes.
Excellent.
So the next time someone says, good coffee, I say, it is good, isn't it?
It's great.
Yep. So, I have to go through a lot of pitfalls to learn, the way to handle things.
There's a local place here in town that I frequent a lot for breakfast. And the inside joke, if there's somebody attractive that comes in, the coffee is good.
The coffee is good.
It's kind of the, hey.
Coffee's good.
Yeah. Somebody just came in that's, somebody famous or attractive.
Okay. All right.
The coffee is good.
Coffee's good.
Coffee is good.
I told you the Matthew Perry story, right?
Yes, yeah. But some of these stories, I'm getting older.
Right.
I get bits and pieces in the brain. You could connect some of the neurons.
I think I said it on the restaurant episode. That we never released.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're right. Just realized
there's a lot of episodes that I'm on a Dana, they never make it out.
Some reason, I don't know why I didn't finish that one.
I don't know.
I need to finish that. Okay. Anyway, Bill, hey, listen. So on catching up episodes, we're catching up. We like to talk about what we've been watching, and you're usually pretty good at organizing a list of movies and television.
I did my job because I know that you're going to put me on the spot.
So what I want you to do is I want you to go through your when it comes to movies, just go through the list real quick.
Yes, sir.
And then we're gonna do a little deeper dive on a few of them.
Okay, and then The other thing I'm going to try to work in is I want to try to work in a kind of a word or two kind of word thing that makes no sense to anything. But I want to try to see if I can squeeze it in the conversation before this. So
let's go.
I don't understand the phrase "pomp and circumstance." I heard it yesterday when they were interviewing. Actually, in the Bucks locker room, I heard "pomp and circumstance."
Yes, absolutely.
Very old term that just like I was like, why is she saying that? But anyway. Just kind of a display or extra ceremony, too much.
It basically means the circumstance. The circumstance called for the outright best of the best.
Yeah, grandeur, some extra fuss, some extra celebrating.
Like if
display.
I brought in a bunch of balloons and streamers, I brought out all the pomp and circumstance for a birthday party.
Look, you just did it.
Yeah,
But as an example, let's see if either you or me can like say pomp and circumstance in the middle of like the rest of the show.
Fair enough.
All right,
fair enough.
So I wanted to bring that, and also I have to reference the candle.
Oh, I tried to take it to the next level.
You did. So Dana always has a nice candle burning. His lovely girlfriend always has a very wide variety of. But this is the largest candle of all time.
It's a 3-wick candle.
3 wicks, not 3 John Wicks, but 3 wicks. But it's in a big glass kind of vase. But it is fall coming.
That's right.
Harvest pumpkin.
I have to give all credit to Jess.
Jess, yeah.
She puts this all.
This is more than a candle.
Yeah, no, it's. Let me tell you something.
It's a centerpiece.
I brought all the pomp and circumstance for a candle.
There it is, already done. You've already checked the box.
Would you say that we have a plethora of candles around the house?
I can imagine the closet wherever that is. There must be 40 of them in there.
When Jess starts to decorate. For
fall. She's already decorated fall.
She's in the fall. Halloween's coming up soon. Okay, I'm continuously shocked at the amount of.
She's listening.
I'm continuously shocked at the amount of trinkets and whatnots that she has.
The leaves, the autumn's here. The leaves have changed inside the house already. There's orange and beautiful fall leaves are everywhere.
I remember at one point she had brought so much stuff out. I was just like, this is incredible. It's incredible until it's time to go back up in the attic. And then it's like,
you have to go. Who goes?
I help her out every minute I can.
It's got to be your job.
Oh, she's great. She has so much stuff. You know what? You know where she really kicks it into high gear? Easter.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Like
bunnies, carrots,
like pomp and circumstance everywhere.
Yeah.
Easter eggs everywhere.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So go through your list of movies.
All right. Yeah. So I have movies and series.
Yeah.
So movies. So what I'm going to go in order of what I've watched, just like literally what I've watched most recently.
Yep. Okay.
But this is all very recent.
All right. Let's go.
I just watched a movie called Relay, which if you don't know anything, I will want to highlight Relay.
Okay. Next.
Bad Guys 2, The Kids.
All right. Yeah. All right.
Nobody 2.
Okay. We're going to put a pin on that. We're going to
F1.
Okay. I did see that. Got lots to say about
Super Troopers, because we're doing dinner and a movie.
Okay.
We're watching that tomorrow night, actually.
Absolutely.
And then The Naked Gun.
Okay.
So that's
Can we start with F1?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jess and I tried to see F1 in the theater. We had an incident. We had to leave. Wasn't anything that we did. It was just
bad popcorn.
Just people in the theater. Just
people.
It was not a good experience.
Come on, people.
So we watched it at home when it came out on VOD and
VOD.
Yeah, when it came on VOD.
I love my VOD.
Now, I consider myself to be.
You go to
I go to IndyCar races.
Yeah, you go to
St.
St. Pete Grand Prix.
I consider myself to be a pretty big IndyCar fan.
Yeah,
IndyCar's open wheel racing is IndyCar, Formula One. There's those type of cars. There's stock car racing, NASCAR, etc., things like that. I'm a big open wheel racing guy, particularly IndyCar racing, and I go to the St. Pete Grand Prix every year. And
I still haven't gone.
Dream is to go to the Indy 500. It's like I would want to go to the Indy 500 over the Super Bowl. Like that's how big of a deal. I've never missed the Indy 500 on television in 43 years.
I didn't know that.
Never missed it.
Would you pay money to kiss the bricks?
Yes,
you would.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Drink milk.
Dr. Kim told me about taking a tour of the Indianapolis track. Okay. He said it was incredible.
Let's do this.
So that being said,
okay.
When it comes to Formula One racing, make no mistake about it. Okay. Formula One, not as popular in America as it is around the world. It is a worldwide sport like soccer is. Soccer is ridiculously popular around the world. It's popular in the United States,
but it's not first.
Can you name like 2 members of the U.S. men's soccer team?
No, not one.
Not
one.
Coach, I can't, no. Yeah, don't know anything about it.
I know what the logo looks like. That's about it.
You see what I'm saying? But whereas in the rest of the world, like, these guys are superstars.
Right.
Formula One drivers, I think there's 10 teams, two drivers per team. There's 20 drivers. These are the absolute best drivers.
So there's always 2 drivers per team?
There's 2. Yeah, every team has 2 cars.
All right.
And keep this in mind. Like, a lot of times these teammates, they don't like each other.
Right.
I mean, imagine the egos associated with being the absolute best in the world. I mean, they're
two alpha dogs.
Yeah, 2. You have to be a type A alpha. Right. You know, like Hangman in Top Gun Maverick.
Yep.
And the reason I said that is because Joseph Kosinski, who directed Top Gun Maverick, also directed F1.
I like what you did there.
Okay.
Attaboy.
So you got to have nothing but alphas. All right. But that being said, I would tell you that I know enough about Formula One to tell you that the movie was kind of ridiculous in its plot.
Why did they do that?
I know enough about Formula One to know that Brad Pitt would have been thrown out of. He'd have been out of there the first time.
All these little tricks and stuff he was doing.
That's just not how.
Why did they do that?
And that's why the movie around the world is kind of laughed at by people that watch Formula One. This is ridiculous. Like Days of Thunder was a more realistic, racing movie.
So even me, I have zero knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know it was 2 guys on a team. And I'm watching that, and I'm watching a couple of these things that he was trying to pranks pull. They're like, in the race. I'm going, I don't think that's going to land. Why is he doing that?
He keeps like getting these little accidents to bring the pace car and safety car out.
So weak.
You would so be out. You'd be out. You'd be banned for life from the sport because it puts people in danger too.
Then they lose like almost everyone that knows anything about it. You lose them right away. I don't know why they did that.
Like imagine, here's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Imagine if the Europeans made a baseball movie.
Right.
All right. And in that movie, it was 4 strikes and you're out.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Like just
or like the catcher's like playing with a hitter when he's in the batter's box, like trying to mess with that's.
Or like the pitcher has to throw to first, and the guy at first then throws at the batter.
I would just stop watching the movie.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll be over. It's over.
If you're watching a movie where you're like, well, that's not how it works, takes you out of the movie. All right. That's my big negative with the film. My second negative, the movie's half an hour longer than it needs to be.
Okay.
It's 2.5 hours.
I agree with that.
My first positive with the movie is the racing sequences are really well done.
It's cool.
I mean,
I liked it.
You could tell it's all practical, little minimal CGI.
I liked it.
They really put Brad Pitt in a race car, but they put him in a Formula 2 car, which is like there's different levels. Formula 1, Formula 2,
I noticed some
Formula
of the car.
3. But they made it look like a real Formula 1 car. But the reason why is because he wouldn't be able to drive a Formula 1 car. He would crash it after the first turn. They're that powerful and that's how good of a driver you have to be. They can't put you in. You and I know how to drive a vehicle.
Sure.
We would crash trying to drive a Formula 1 car.
Amazing.
It takes
so technical.
Like most people can't even press the brake pedal. It's that much pressure. Most people can't brake that car.
Wow.
So
much power.
Having said
I like the
all
story.
of that,
I like the story.
Spoiler alert! I'm not going to spoil the movie, but the person who wins the race at the end, I'm not going to say who it is. I remember being like, yeah.
I did a little.
I still bought into the story a little bit.
I did.
Because Brad Pitt, he's charismatic as hell.
I got emotional.
Yeah.
He's great in this. You got to take away the whole sport, unfortunately, but that's what it's about. So you technically can't do that. But the story, I bought into the whole story. I loved it.
It's one of these ones where it's like, if you don't know anything about Formula One, you're probably going to have a great time with the movie. It's still a half an hour longer than it needs to be. It's cliche as hell.
Yes, it is.
But at the same time, like, it's not a bad movie.
Right. It's well done. You
want to know a bad racing movie? Watch the Sylvester Stallone movie, Driven.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
That's a bad
Somebody brought
racing
that
movie.
up to me when we were watching or talking about this. Yeah.
That's a bad movie.
Jeez.
There's a scene in that movie where our character, Sylvester Stallone, and the other character's name is Jimmy Blythe. They're at some IndyCar benefit show in downtown Chicago, and they've got IndyCar like on display, and they both grab one. They start racing them through the streets of Chicago. It's ridiculous. It's so stupid. Anyway, that's a bad one.
So F1.
F1.
Definitely worth a watch, but the technicalities of actual F1 racing
it's
out the window.
And it's actually quite surprising.
I just don't know why they would do that.
The same guy who made Top Gun Maverick, and by the way, just like Top Gun Maverick, Kaczynski, who had full participation with the Navy, he had full participation with Formula One.
Yeah.
Like all the other drivers, Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, all those guys that they're racing against in that movie, those are real drivers. Like they're everybody else in the movie, they're the only fictitious team in the movie. Everyone else, they real drivers in there. So like, why would you do the story that way?
I don't know.
So, okay.
Yeah, I know.
F1. So are you giving it a recommend?
Yeah, no, totally worth a watch.
Okay.
Just, you got to throw out the technicalities of the F1. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's talk about Nobody 2 for a moment.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So here's what I can tell you. I saw the original Nobody 2021, 2022.
It's been a minute.
Whenever it came out.
Yeah.
Bob Odenkirk, by that point, he's Better Call Saul. Saul
Better
Goodman.
Call Saul. Is this like really the only big movies he's done since like? I mean, I haven't seen him in anything else. So like, this is his little franchise he owns. I guess.
Listen, if you're going to be remembered for something, Better Call Saul is one of the best television shows of all time.
I know you love it.
It's just as good as Breaking Bad. It's just as good, and it builds to a suspense level, I think, more than Breaking Bad. That being said, I saw Nobody one time.
Yep.
And it's one of these typical, he's living a family life now, and he used to be somebody, in the government, blah, 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 blah. And I remember watching it, liking the movie, the whole Christopher Lloyd thing, like
he's in one?
He was in one.
Okay.
Yep. So
see, I already forgot that because he's in two.
He is the big moment in one where they try to go after him at the nursing home.
All right.
And he kills everybody.
All right.
But the thing is this.
I forgot.
The thing is this, like, remember watching the movie saying, yeah, that was good.
Right.
Never thought of it again.
Yeah. So you ready?
When Nobody 2 was announced that was coming out, I went, oh, yeah, I forgot that movie even existed. How is Nobody 2?
It's exactly like one, but kind of worse, goofier.
We're on vacation now, right?
Oh, yeah. They go to an amusement park that he went to when he was a kid.
There we go. Yeah.
And then he just starts fighting with everyone. There's a bad cops and...
Do they have a scene that tops the bus scene from the first one?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, it at the end, spoiler. No, there's no spoiler on this one, right? At the end, the big scene where we're gonna like get all the bad guys. It's like Home Alone meets Nobody 1 at an amusement park.
Okay.
All right, you done?
It's an hour and a half, right? Please tell me it's only an hour and a half long.
It's not more than that. I think it's less. Look it up. It's got to be less.
It might be something that I'm going to look it up.
I'm glad I watched it on VOD, but let me see. Not very good. It's kind of funny, but it's really cheesy.
Nobody 2 is an hour and 29 minutes long.
You go.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? If I have nothing to watch,
it's not
hard.
bad.
Yeah, which is hard. I
mean, you watch Tubi, so
I do watch Tubi.
I know you watch Tubi.
Heather's is on Tubi.
Well,
we just released an episode on that.
I mean, like a Tubi movie, not stuff on Tubi, but
you mean Jess's Tubi movies?
Yeah, those.
Yeah,
the Cape or whatever.
Murder on the Cape.
Murder on the Cape. I'll never let that movie die. Nobody 2 is better than that.
Oh, okay. Well, I would hope so. I would hope so.
So yeah,
I just want to say, I'm sorry to interrupt. Murder on the Cape is an astonishing movie to watch because you ask yourself, how does this exist?
I don't know.
How does this movie even exist?
I think me and you could make a better movie in downtown Ocala.
Yeah, I think so.
Relay.
All right, Relay. Remind me the premise because I remember seeing the trailer, but I can't remember.
Well, here's what's interesting.
Yeah.
2024 internationally, Toronto Film Festival or whatever. But U.S. release was this August in the U.S. Okay, so it's been out a year. but it didn't release. So it just hit our VOD.
Right. Okay.
Just recently. So it just popped, and I watched it immediately.
But just give me the plot one
All
more
right, you
time.
ready?
Yeah.
Thriller, corporate whistleblower, counterintelligence, discreet fixer, kind of helper guy.
Right. Who stars in it?
So the biggest guy is Sam Worthington.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
And
picturing
Sam, well, hold on. Now, Sam is, he's the counterintelligence. He's working for the corporation, you know, but it seems like he's working for the government, but he's actually working for a company, right? And he's trying to like take down this whistleblower, or he takes down whistleblowers. Okay. And Riz Ahmed.
Okay. Yeah. Know who that is.
He's in Star Wars, I think, Rogue One.
Yeah, he's Rogue One. He's in the one of the best 5-episode series you'll ever watch called The Night Of.
Okay.
That's the strongest recommendation. It's
Wow.
5-hour episodes. It's a mini series. It's one complete story told over 5. John Turturro, Riz Ahmed.
All right.
It's one of the best things I've ever seen. It's so good.
I think what's only 112 minutes. Okay,
Well, that's 2 hours.
Okay,
That's almost 2 hours.
Almost 2
yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I say that. I probably should say it is 112 minutes. But I think it's very well done. It's intense. It's a thriller.
Okay.
And there's a couple flips and switches and stuff. It's totally worth a watch. It is not amazing at all, but it is. It's good.
Okay.
I like
Relay.
it. I love it.
Okay. All right.
I like it a lot.
All right. What else is on your movie list?
There's not. It's been thin lately. I put Naked Gun. We can talk about Naked Gun.
I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah. I want to talk about Superman for a moment.
Oh, boy.
But
Don't
I
get me
think the
going
last
on
time
that.
I had you on there, you had seen it,
Don't get me going.
but I hadn't. Or maybe I had. I don't remember real quick.
I don't want to see it again.
I went ahead like an idiot and watched this on VOD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like our VOD?
Yeah, like our
You
VOD.
did?
Yeah, yeah.
Just hit like a week?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so
because I had walked out of the theater 40 minutes into the movie.
you should have kept walking.
And I said to myself, well, sometimes I'm not in the right mindset. Sometimes I'm not in the, there could have been a number of factors. Maybe I had completely different expectations for the film. I have been known to be wrong before. Case in point, the first time I saw The Hateful Eight, I remember saying to myself, that was all right, but that wasn't very, I didn't love that. Now I think that's an amazing movie. So
good.
So here's me trying to give the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you're going to give it a try.
I'm going to give it a try at home. Okay. Home,
Yeah.
I can hit pause. I can take a break. And I remember when I started the movie at home, seeing it in 4K versus the theater I saw it, and the picture quality was already better. I was okay, even this movie looks better at my house than it did. And I started watching it, and I made it like 15 minutes in, and I just turned it off, and I realized. First of all, I don't think it's a very good Superman movie. I don't. I'll be the first to say I don't think it's a very good Superman movie.
It's terrible.
I think the original Superman with Christopher Reeve is a much better film.
Oh, well, that's just
really
a movie. That's a real movie.
I don't like the fact that the movie takes place in a world where there's all kinds of superheroes and dragons and creatures and kaiju and all this bullshit, which I get maybe is from the comics, but the idea of the original Superman was you will believe a man can fly, and it's a world in which it's just us, and then all of a sudden this guy with superpowers shows up. That's the movie that I wanted. Now, Here's what I've also realized. I'm 47. This isn't for me.
No, it's not.
It's not for me. It's
I
not
know
gonna
someone
be for
that
me.
thinks it's the greatest movie he's ever seen.
Would that be your son?
No.
Okay.
Cash thought it was okay.
Cash thought it was okay.
No, a friend of the show,
Not Rob Main.
his son, one of his sons.
Taylor Main?
Taylor Cold Takes,
How old is Taylor?
20s,
Wow.
early 20s.
Wow.
He character development, all the character, everything.
Okay, all right.
He's a 9 out of 10 on this movie.
Wow.
Yeah, no, and you watch him review this, and you think it's the best movie of all time.
Wow. Well,
He's mad at me for me telling him what I thought about.
Well, I like Taylor a lot.
I love Taylor.
Good
Taylor's
kid.
amazing.
Good kid. Talented.
Very talented.
I'm not going to say he's wrong because your opinion can't be wrong.
Well, it's made for him. It's not made for me.
Can't be wrong, but
He loves it.
Well,
Lex Luthor. I didn't like the movie the whole time. I watched the whole thing, right? And they piece together all this stuff and just try to shove all this shit down your throat because you could tell they're trying to like get you to watch 2 or 3 more of these.
Absolutely.
But Lex Luthor at the end, crazy guy, whatever, he's like a little spoiled brat, right? Lex Luthor's not a spoiled brat, but in this movie he is. And they show him cry.
He's crying, right?
They zoom in on a tear, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm out. He shouldn't be crying. You're not crying. So I don't know. I don't like any of it. Sorry.
I wanted to mention that one.
Sorry.
All right, before we get to the Naked Gun. Like you had mentioned to me that Fantastic Four has come out on video.
It's on our streaming.
I'll watch Nobody 2 before I will watch Fantastic Four.
I think it was pretty good.
Another movie I want to mention that I started and did not finish. I got about 30 minutes into it, which is surprising I got that long, is the Jurassic World Rebirth.
I watched that one.
Terrible. Okay. Another one I want to mention, and this one's going to be tough. All right. Finally sat down and watched the new Mission Impossible movie.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
On our VOD?
Yep.
Yeah, it just popped. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh,
God, that was boring. It was so boring. And the problem is, has 2 action set pieces that are absolutely incredible.
They're amazing.
The underwater sequence.
Yep.
And then obviously the biplane sequence. The plane sequence is incredible.
Yeah.
But I'm so mentally exhausted by the time we get to that I just don't care. I couldn't imagine seeing that in the theater.
No.
I couldn't imagine. Another one I want to mention is I watched 28 Years Later.
How's that?
I thought it was excellent.
Okay,
this is the sequel to 28 Days Later. They did make a movie called 28 Weeks Later or 28 Months Later.
28 minutes? 28 seconds.
I'm already getting it mixed up, which is good, which is a good standalone movie, but this is more a sequel to the original film.
Is this like zombies or something?
Yeah, it's Danny Boyle, the same guy that Alex Garland. They did the original one. It was really well done.
All right.
Let me see if there's anything else I want to mention before we talk about The Naked Gun. Let's go through my list here. If there's anything else that I watched, F1. Let's see here, just going. I will keep going. No, I think from the last,
they're not giving
from the last time we talked. I think that was it.
They're not giving us a lot.
All right, Naked Gun. Here's what I want to say before you give me your opinion.
Sure.
Spoof movies are not really a thing anymore. Okay, so the younger generation,
even know
from Cash's age up to about 30 years old? They don't know what a spoof movie is.
I haven't had one.
Because they ran spoof movies into the ground with these awful,
Well, they would just pick a movie and then make fun of the movie with a new one.
It was awful.
Scary movie.
Well, Scary Movie was all right, but they kept making Epic Movie,
whatever.
All these.
Too much.
They're ones that made fun of the Fast and Furious. They were awful.
Yep.
Because the joke in spoof movies is, first of all, you're never telling a joke in a spoof movie. And everybody plays it dead serious, and you got one person who says something completely outlandish, but it's not a joke, but it's so inappropriate for whatever situation they're in that you laugh. And there are things that are happening in the background.
Like Airplane.
Airplane. Top Secret. Naked Gun. Yeah. Like Frank Drebin in the original Naked Gun is an idiot. He's hilarious, but he's surrounded by normal people.
Yes.
And he plays every joke serious.
Yes.
And there's great lines in there.
That's why it's so funny.
But they ran spoof movies into the ground because they didn't understand that that's how that formula works. So when they announced, and I will say, of all the classic spoof movies, The Naked Gun is my favorite. I think it's one of the funniest movies ever. That entire baseball sequence is
so hilarious.
It's so funny. And I've seen it 20, 30, 40 times. I still laugh my ass off.
I cried the first time I saw it, and I still laugh now. Yeah. I cried so much. So funny. I couldn't even stop laughing.
When they announced that they were making a remake of, well, I guess this is a sequel, technically.
Yeah.
To The Naked Gun.
You couldn't believe it. You're like, no way.
With Liam Neeson. I remember saying, that's good casting. I remember saying to myself, that's good casting.
Because he's serious.
Because Leslie Nielsen was a serious dramatic actor before Airplane.
Right.
I said, that's good casting. You can't put a comedian in that role. You can't put a Kevin Hart in that role.
Because it doesn't land.
It doesn't land. You got to have somebody who's serious, who has serious gravitas. I said, all right, well, that's interesting. I like that. Then I found out that Jim Abrams and David Zucker, the guys that created the original Naked Gun, were not involved. They had lost the rights, whatever. I said, well, that's disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
Then I found out that the guy directing it was part of Lonely Island. This is Adam Sandberg. Andy Samberg, excuse me. So think Hot Rod, think Pop Star, Never Stop, Pop, whatever. Those are funny guys.
They are. Yep.
All right. So then the trailer came out. I chuckled. And then, Bill?
Yeah.
What did you think of the 2025 reboot of The Naked Gun?
Well, it should be an instant classic. But there's so much stuff on there it's going to get missed. It's amazing. It's hilarious. Everything lands. The first half of the movie, I couldn't stop laughing. And then the second half, I still laughed. But it kind of flattened out a little bit. But overall, great ode to Naked Gun. Liam Neeson is absolutely perfect in it. There was one scene that I couldn't stop laughing. Really well done. And I would love to watch it probably 2 more times. It's great. It's a must watch. It's freaking hilarious.
All right.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm about to say this.
Yeah.
Agree with you 100%. I have seen the movie 3 times now.
Uh-huh.
And it's one of those films where it's funnier the second and third time you watch it.
Yeah, I got to watch it again.
Because Jess and I watched it a couple nights ago. And I was picking up on things in the background that I had missed the first couple times. Does every joke land? No. That's the same thing for The Naked Gun.
Right.
Not every joke lands. But my God, they got the tone of the movie correct as far as how to do a spoof movie. And
the writing.
The fact that they did not try to recycle any of the jokes from the original one, I think is brilliant.
They tipped their hat.
They tipped their cap. There's some nods. There's a stuffed beaver and
saw the beaver.
Yeah, there's some fun.
And they showed Drebin. They show him on the funny thing with all the pictures on the wall. It's funny.
So I'm doing this for dinner and a movie in 2 nights. Sold out.
Yeah.
And everyone that's going, with the exception of Jess, no one's seen the movie. So I'm curious to see how it's going to play.
I can't wait to hear.
Because I can see how some people might not find this movie funny if you're not used to spoof movies.
Right.
I think it's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
it is for that type of movie.
So the opening scene, I wasn't sure if the whole movie was going to be, because the opening scene is hilarious.
Yeah,
but I'm like, is this going to be all CGI? You know, he bites the gun or whatever. I'm like, but that kind of stops. It's almost like a let's get your attention scene, because he walks in as the little kid.
Yeah.
But then it goes to normal Naked Gun after that.
Absolutely.
So like that kind of got me. I'm like, he just ate the gun. Like I don't know, but it totally got my attention right out of the gate. The some of the other stuff I love. The coffee is hilarious. They just keep handing him coffee. The whole coffee thing was killing me.
Yeah,
and I kept getting bigger cups.
I can't explain to you. There's a scene when we first meet Pamela Anderson, who's fantastic in the movie. Thank God.
You know what? Thank her for just being a natural human being.
Just fantastic in the movie.
Thank God, somebody's normal.
Minor spoilers for the movie. Turns out her brother gets killed in mysterious ways, and she goes to meet with Frank Drebin in his office. And she says, I don't understand why anyone would kill him. And he goes, there's lots of reasons why people kill people. Did he have an obnoxious laugh? I just don't know why I found that so funny.
I just think that a lot of the jokes I was laughing at that one and then missed the next one.
That's exactly what happens. They fire so many at you.
That's why I got to see it again.
You miss it.
Yeah.
You miss them.
And then there's I think I mentioned this to you the first time I told you that I watched it. You know, it's easy to put a fart scene in or whatever, like Blazing Saddles. Like there's all these, like it's in every movie. But the scene with the body camera and he's trying to go to the bathroom. That's the scene that
it starts with him pulling the guy over, and the guy's got a gun. He goes, well, he's holding him. That's not mine. And then you see his stomach starting to bother him. Oh, I'm sure you're a good guy. I'll let you go. And then the whole thing.
Oh my God.
It just keeps building off of it. I think instant classic is the right.
Yeah.
I think it will become.
I hope it should be.
Yeah, I agree. So let's go television.
Well, Black Rabbit just hit Netflix. I haven't watched it yet.
Black Rabbit is the new Jason Bateman?
Yeah.
So is this Ozark 2.0, I wonder?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. Different character.
All right.
But if you love him, I haven't seen any of it, but I know it's dropped. But the shows that I want to highlight, Countdown, Untamed, 007 Road to a Million, Hightown, and Wednesday. Do you know any of those?
Wednesday is
obviously
the Jenna
Adam's
Ortega.
Family.
I guess it's the new season of the Jenna Ortega
Season
Adam's
2,
Family
yeah,
spinoff.
I think it's pretty good. I think it's Adam's Family meets Harry Potter or whatever. Sure. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Hightown is an older series that's on, I think, Netflix. That's kind of like a Cape Cod, Boston drug kind of cop show.
Oh, okay.
That is season 1's heavy nudity, sex, and drugs. Like, I'm like, oh my God, what am I watching? But it's a good cop show.
Hightown.
Okay. And it's basically Cape Cod, Boston drug kind of thing.
Okay.
007 Road to a Million is a Netflix, probably British kind of Amazing Race type thing, where the main captain from Super Troopers, the old guy that's in the McDonald's commercials.
Yeah.
He's the
Brian Cox.
Yeah, he's the announcer. He's got all the screens, and there's about 12 couples that are all on the screens, and he's controlling it. And it's very James Bond themed stuff, where these guys are trying to go meet all these, activities they have to do, and then they have to get a box and answer questions. And
right.
So pretty cool kind of Amazing Race type thing. Well done. Untamed is a kind of wilderness type, like a
reality show?
No. Untamed is a show. The cop, he's not really a cop. He's not really a game warden.
Okay.
Forest and wilderness murder
like
kind of thing.
Wildlife officer.
Yeah, wildlife. Yeah. And he was in another movie series there's 2 movies. I'll have to pull it up. I'm gonna have to add that. But I should have wrote that down. He's the actor in these 2 other movies that were awesome. And this series is very similar to that. I've told about 5 people this movie, and they all watched it. 8 episodes, like
Untamed. All right, I'm in.
And then Countdown's the show I love.
Countdown, that sounds familiar. Which one is who's in that?
So Countdown. So Derek Haas directed American crime drama. It's on Prime Video. Kind of Department of Homeland Security, FBI, police type thing.
Okay.
TV series. So Jensen Ackles is the main kind of detective. So it's kind of this like ragtag group. Lots of pomp and circumstance throughout this whole, series. But Jensen is
well done.
Soldier Boy in the show The Boys.
Okay, yeah.
He plays Soldier Boy.
Okay, gotcha.
And Eric Dane is in, I guess, a lot of X-Men, Grey's Anatomy type stuff. But Eric Dane is the kind of director of this Black Ops group.
Okay.
And it's the first, I'll say this. All right, so it gets a lot of mixed reviews, but I think it is a great cop show. Here's the 2 things I'll say. You know that the old TV series on TV, you could tell it's a TV show,
sure.
like a regular cop show.
Yeah, they call that a police procedural.
Yeah. But that now these shows that are on Apple TV and Netflix, it just feels more like a movie than a TV, even though it's a series.
Yeah, the shows have become much more what we call cinematic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this seems a mix of both. So I cannot watch a show from old TV. I can't stand. It just looks so generic.
Oh, yeah.
This is half that and half the new. So I think that's why the critics, why they're pretty hard on this show.
Interesting.
But the character development's great. But here's the other thing I want to say. It's the first time I've ever watched a series where season 1 had, let's just say, I don't know, 10 or 11 or whatever, 12 shows. The first story wraps up in around episode 8.
Okay.
And then the same group gets back together, and then there's another story. So it felt like the whole show was over, or season 1 was over, and then they went to another whole show for another 5. So I don't know if he wrote 2 seasons and then said, screw it, we don't have enough, we're going to just put it all in one season. Anyway. That's Countdown. Very edgy of your seat. When one show was over, you were ready for the
next one.
Yeah.
All right, excellent.
Yeah, that's Countdown.
All right. So
I don't know.
So Bill, before we wrap things up, this episode is going to be released 2 days before October. October, of course, Halloween month. Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I take a moment and tell everybody to make sure they check out the Cut and Loose Chronicles podcast. That's Jess's podcast.
What a great show. Jess kills it.
October 1st, she's dropping an episode on the Halloween franchise, which I was a guest on the show. So I'm definitely asking everybody to check that out. That's Cut and Loose Chronicles. I'm going to ask you, we're from the same generation. I'm going to ask you to rank in the top 3. Okay?
Halloween movies?
No.
Oh.
Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween. What's your number 1? What's your number 2? What's your number 3? As far as what's your go-to franchise?
Well, mine. I mean, I'm easy. I'm Halloween.
Okay.
Pretty much only. The other 2, I got nothing. I don't.
There's been 13 Friday the 13th movies. Have you seen them all?
I've seen part of 2 of them.
Okay. There's been 8 Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
So I've probably seen one all the way. That's it. So I don't know why those slip for me.
But you like Halloween.
I've seen all the Halloweens.
So for dinner and a movie, I'm doing the 2018 Halloween.
Oh, that's cool.
That's a good one.
I love them. I know some of them are a little.
Seems to be the general consensus with our age group.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Halloween is sort of the king of those franchises.
Yeah, I think Nightmare on Elm Street, maybe because it was a little edgy and drugs and music.
The original Elm Street.
So I think that's probably why I never ended up watching it. I was probably just a touch too young, and then when I was old enough, it was already past me.
Okay.
So I think that's why
I
missed that.
I was just curious where you stand on that.
I don't know much about the other.
I have done episodes throughout the history of this podcast, deep dives into all 3 of those franchises.
I know more because of those shows. If you want to know, listen to Dana's shows. They're amazing.
But I was, again, Cut and Loose Chronicles podcast is the name of the podcast. And I was asked to be a guest on for their deep dive into the Halloween franchise. So
that's got to be fun doing the show with Jess. She just makes me laugh. She's so funny, and she's just so like on the spot. She's just so good.
She's so witty.
Yeah.
And you can't teach that.
No, it's just her. It's just Jess.
But the flip side of that is she can offer up amazing sarcasm too. And
she's funny.
It's really good. Like there's been moments where she'll say something where maybe we're having a serious conversation. She'll say something sarcastic and I'll just start dying.
Start laughing.
Yeah, I'll start laughing.
Oh, yeah.
So
she has great taste in candles too.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. She does. Excellent. Well, Bill, thank you for doing the show.
Thanks for being here. Can't wait to do Jaws 3D.
Jaws 3D will be next, and then Jaws the Revenge. And then Jaws.
And then I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yes, you will. Dinner and movie. Super Troopers.
Can't wait.
Excellent. All right, everybody. My name is DanaBuckler. Once again, thank you to Bill Searcy. Make sure you're following us on social media. Instagram at the DanaBuckler Show. X at DanaBuckler Show. Email us, the DanaBuckler Show @gmail.com. Let Bill and I know which commentary tracks you want to do. We're having fun doing the Jaws franchise, so we may just pick another franchise.
That's fine. I love doing live commentary.
Just run with it.
I love it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we will talk soon.